Alright, hello. I decided to make a video. I'm not sure why. I just felt like doing something. Um, yeah, so we're going to be playing a 10-minute game. I'm just going to start the game. Just got to find one. Um, then we can start it. Perfect. I should probably turn on the audio. Okay. For some reason it's not. Oh, I got to make a move. Let's play knight f6. Okay. For some reason it's not working. It should work now. Okay. Alright, so yeah, we're playing in English. I could play c5. I think I will play c5 now. So there's this kind of... Okay, so we're not going to get into it, unfortunately. Maybe we still can. It's where they play like knight to f3, and then we play b6. It's a bit provocative, but... Yeah, so we're just kind of playing like this kind of pretty symmetrical setup. I could play e5 at any point and make it completely symmetrical. I think I'll do that now. Knight c6 as well. I was thinking of bishop e6. I'm not really trying to think too much in the opening. I'd rather spend that time in the middle game, as that's where I have most of my issues. So I'll take, no problem. Okay, that's interesting that they moved back. So I would go bishop e6, but maybe f4. f4, if I take it, knight takes, then, you know, they get d5. Nothing concrete yet, but I have to be on the lookout. Yeah, let's play bishop e6. Anyway, so I hope you guys are doing well. I haven't posted at all really on this channel. What can I say? I just didn't feel like it, honestly. But yeah, I like making videos and I like doing this type of stuff, so I might try to do this more. I'm not as big of a fan of streaming. Just because it's like, you know, like if you stream, you have to do it for like a super long amount of time, and that's not for me. I'm lazy. Yeah, so I'd much rather just like make one video and then be like, yep, that's good. So I don't even know if I'm playing this correctly. It's pretty symmetrical, almost exactly symmetrical. So I can't imagine I'm doing that poorly. Let's just go here. I'm expecting bishop takes, yeah, and then there might be some like f5 stuff going on. Let's play knight d4. Knight d4 feels right. Eventually we're going to kick this knight somehow, either by knight f6 or knight e7. If ever f5 currently, there's always bishop takes f5, and we can take with the pawn or the rook, so I'm not super scared yet. Also, this is hanging. That is something I could have taken last move. This is what I mean. I should be focusing more on finding the right move, but, you know, the damage has been done already, so can't do anything about it. Yeah, let's just take it. It's just a pawn, right? It's a pretty good one, too. Looking at bishop g4, maybe even h5, or even just bishop f5. Get rid of this piece. This is a really strong piece. I don't see any good moves to force my queen away. So it looks like I'm just winning a pawn. Actually, what inspired me to make this video was watching a Scrabble video by Ixer Typo. I'll put his link, or put a link to his channel in the description. He's playing, currently, as of recording this, he's playing this, like this championship of Scrabble. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it just like, I don't know, it just looked fun. And it made me remember like, hey, streaming, or not streaming specifically, streaming's okay, but recording stuff is fun. I just like, I don't know, streaming is like, you have to be in such a specific mood, right? And Like, just because you have to, like, talk to people for a long time, and I can't talk to people. I don't know how. Um, at least I don't know how to do it for, like, prolonged periods of time like most people can. It's incredible to me. So yeah, I like my position. Um, I'm thinking of h5 and knight to h6. I want to cover these two squares specifically. If I can get a knight to g4, obviously that just wins an exchange, but that's like pretty far ahead. Um, Mainly also because then I can go like bishop f5 and knight g4, or just like knight f5. Uh, their only real plan in this position is to break with f5, and if I prevent them from doing that, then I don't see what they have. So I'm gonna take that. Just because I want to not have to worry about those things. I'm just gonna jump in. F5's not possible yet, but it's still like something I have to worry about. I'm always looking for like an h4. Okay, that's a good move. Let's actually do this. No, 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 I shouldn't do that. That gives like a good bishop, bad bishop, or whatever. Or good knight versus bad bishop. What I think is best, maybe, is actually bishop f6. I'm never scared of exchanging. This bishop's pretty bad. If you look at the central pawn chain, right, we can notice that like it's the same. How do I explain it? Okay, this is actually a pretty good move because now they're threatening queen h5. And if I go king g7, then they can't go g4 yet, actually. So maybe I'm just fine. Maybe I can just move over. Again, I'm not afraid of exchanging there, so that's not really something I'm worried about. And g4, if I didn't have knight g4, then I don't know. Even queen g4 might be okay, but no, it's not okay. Rook g3. Yeah, I'm just overthinking it. Yeah, oh wait. Yes, okay. This is what I was looking at and was worried about too. But I just completely, like, I wouldn't say, I don't want to say forgot, but this is definitely not something I should have allowed. Let's go knight g4. And then knight e5. And funnily enough, I can play something like rook h8 because it's actually pinned. He is not able to... Oh, no, no. Wait. This piece is hanging, though. So I do have to be careful. Okay, let's just play this then. f6, I can just move over. Can I take it? No, I don't think I can take it. That's a bit too much. But I should easily be able to play this, right? Yeah, I don't think this should be an issue at all. So there's a lot of good stuff happening for me right now. First off, there's pressure here. If we can exchange queens, then a lot of their initiative goes away. I'm up a pawn. I do kind of expect to, like, not have it show for a little while, though. I'm expecting f7. Yeah, so... How should I continue? Rook e5? Or rook d8? My idea was rook d8 and then just go like knight b6. Because this could be an issue, right? If only I had this, huh? Yeah, let's just go rook d8. I don't see a choice, actually. Luckily, there's not any rook f6 yet. But I gotta keep that in mind. Okay, let's play 95. Because they're kind of... I don't know what they're doing, actually. Not even gonna try to guess. And then rook d7 should pick the pawn up. I don't see how they defend it. What does that do? I'm not sure. So let's take. And then go rook to d7. So I have an exchange and a pawn now. And I'm about to win this pawn. Yeah, so as long as I just take like this. Is there any tricks? No, I don't see any tricks. If there are tricks, then that's pretty impressive. They take on g5. At least that's what I'm expecting. I don't know why. Okay, yeah, they just resign, and that's understandable. What I was kind of expecting, maybe at the end. Okay, there's another thing. Like, if they were able to play this, maybe they would continue. Rook takes f7 and then knight d8. Of course, I can take it, but if I weren't able to take it or anything, then like they get a pawn out of it. It's still not enough because I'm still up a pawn in exchange, but maybe they'd still play on. But yeah, so this was an interesting game. I don't think I played this quite so great, and I think it had to do with my maneuver from the f6 knight. So let me just bring this to an analysis board really quick and just move forward. So if we check here, yeah, looks like an okay position, nothing crazy going on. These positions in general are quite difficult to play, at least for me. They're very symmetrical, and like that itself isn't the issue. It's more so that it's hard to make progress in this position. There's only two ways to make progress. There's either b5 or f5. And yeah, there's not really anything else, unfortunately. So yeah, they castle. White should have a slight advantage here, as is normal with these very symmetrical structures. At least with this type of structure specifically, it always seems like white has a slight edge. Surprising they didn't go for f4. I was kind of expecting f4 here. I don't think bishop g5 is that bad, but I think bishop e3 isn't so great. I think if they were to take, that would make more sense, just because then they get like a knight d5 with tempo. And maybe like an f4 here or something. I'm not too sure. Maybe this isn't right. And yeah, the computer doesn't really like this actually. But I am curious what it does think. So it does think bishop takes f6 is right, at least at first glance. But queen, knight to d5, bishop to g7. Gotta keep the bishop. Well, I guess, you know what? Like, I do have the bishop pair, right? So I guess I shouldn't really be worried. Even if f4. If f4 just takes, and well, bishop takes b2. Okay. What about something like knight to c3? I don't know why this is only showing up now. That's really strange. The thing there. Okay, it's like barely showing, but you can kind of see. And let me actually show it fully, because that'd probably be useful. Just one moment. If I can have it show. Or am I just not? I'm just dumb. Maybe that's it. Okay. Let's just move that over instead. Get rid of it altogether so it's not distracting. Okay. Yeah, so it's interesting that knight d5 isn't or like this bishop g5. Like bishop g5 to me wasn't too challenging, but I thought the best continuation after h6 was just to take. And although that's true, white doesn't have anything at all. And I guess it just has to do with black having the bishop pair not being enough. Yeah, knight d5, queen d2, or a3 are all the suggestions, but not like anything like f4, which opens the position, and since I have a bishop pair, it makes sense why that's not so great. But moving onward, let's check further. So bishop e6, I thought was natural. Queen to d7. Queen to d7, is that right though? It should be. Like, the only other move I was thinking was knight to d4, which is just one of those casual moves that you often play just to make things really boring. Because what often happens is like something like even like knight d5, you just like, you take it, they take, you move away, take, and something like this. This is actually like something that happens like all the time, where you get this like weird structure with double pawns, but it's like they're all protected, so it's not like weak, except for these two pawns. These are weak, but yeah, then you just like follow up with f5 and f4, or you just don't. Just depends on how people play. Usually f5 is the most critical though. That's interesting. Okay, so if I were to like, yeah, take away one thing from this game, I don't know, this like knight g8 says it's like a good move. It's just things feel really flimsy here. If yeah, I don't know. Just because if you look at the position, it's exactly symmetrical, right? The only difference is these two knights, and my knight's on a worse square than theirs, and it's their move, right? So because white starts with the move at the start of the game, they have a slight edge because of it, and it's kind of the same thing here, symmetrical, almost the same position, except they actually have a better knight. So if it was my move and I can play like knight e7, then it would be like close to equal probably. But because of that, it feels like there could be something. F takes e5, it says. You know what? I did and didn't consider this. So my plan in the game, I'm gonna tell you now, was a blunder. I was going to take here, and I just realized that this is hanging, and this would just be losing the game. I'm hoping I would have noticed that, and I was looking at another option here, which was this. But this also does not look something that I'd be happy with. First thing I'd be looking at is d4. I don't think this works because of knight c4 though. Maybe like b3. Yeah, b3 and then just d4 next move, or like rook c1 and then d4. Because like this structure is just awful for me, especially after d4 is played. And the engine is saying f takes e4, which this looks awful. I don't know. Like, sure, maybe I have something that's diagonal, but I just like it's already saying I have to play this to like for anything. But this is, of course, when you give up two pieces for an exchange, it's not good. And yeah, the computer just is like white's much better. So I don't know what that's about. And yeah, like. Okay. So I don't know what to say about this, but alright. Yeah, so going back, maybe knight f6 wasn't the best. Yeah, maybe just knight d4. In these positions, I gotta be less scared to play knight d4. It's it's less, yeah, it's less stubborn, I guess. Because my moves are a bit more stubborn. I like to try to keep things on. So, yeah, but okay. Yeah, I guess that's the main takeaway. Just be ready to play knight d4 when I need to. Did I miss a tactic here? Yeah. Oh no, I just missed bishop takes h3 as I mentioned before, but I already saw that. And then I won the pawn, and things were just good. So h5 wasn't great though. Interesting. Knight f3. I did take it though. But I guess the problem is even though I take it and knight h6. You know what? This makes sense actually. This makes sense that I'm not much better. This is my extra pawn. Or this, I guess, if you want to be more specific. Because these are like symmetrical, right? This is my extra pawn. It's doing a little bit right now, but at the same time, right, my king is definitely, it feels weaker than their king right now. And the computer says they have like the compensation, or almost enough compensation for it. One of my plans here was knight f5 to e3, get rid of this knight, try to plant, just like play on the dark squares, right? But, they always put their bishop on e4 or on d5, and it's hard to make progress, so it's understandable. Okay. Knight to h6. Bishop to f6 is a blunder, huge blunder, because of f5. Really? Oh, because after g5, there's just knight takes f6. And then queen takes g5. I can't believe I missed this. Queen to g7, queen takes h5. They just pick up like a ton of pawns. So that's also a huge, huge blunder on my part. Because this was my idea, right? Like the whole bishop f6 was if f5, I meet it with g5. But I completely, just like in my mind, missed that they can just take on f6. Huh. Queen h2 is a missed win. And I played king g7. I don't know if there are other moves. I guess queen to g4. This queen feels like it's so close to getting trapped. Like if I play something well, like f5 or something, f5 g5, and then like rook f2 or something. I don't know if this works, but it's super close to getting trapped. I guess I'm just escaping with h4 though. Yeah, this is kind of scary. So I don't know. Pretty messy game at this point. Knight g4, knight e5, and then bishop g5. I was pretty happy with this. So I could have played bishop takes f6. You know what? Yeah, I missed this as well. I played king h6 because I realized that I couldn't protect this pawn immediately. But the truth is I can because of this. And of course, if they just move away or something, like queen h2, then I could just go back to g5. Everything exchanges. Is this... Oh, yeah, wow. Okay, this is really cool. Everything exchanges, and there's f3 issues, so takes. They can't take on g6 because of knight f3 check. However, what if they go queen h1 instead? So they cover f3. Bishop g5 anyways. And why is that? Takes. Bishop takes g6. Okay, yeah, I'm clearly not in the best form today if I'm missing knight takes g6. I saw knight f3, but I did not see that for some reason. But okay, that's it's not great. But okay, yeah, that was like I think the last big blunder. Everything else was, yeah, kind of straightforward. So yeah, and then rook takes f7, and that's just resigns. The rook is stuck; it can't move anywhere, and we're just gonna be able to force an exchange, and we're just up in exchange. Play things like bishop e3, maybe a6 and b5 to open up lines because we need open lines for our rook. But yeah, that was an interesting game. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry I got really into that analysis, but I wanted to, see what was going on. And maybe we make this like a daily thing for a little while to learn new things. And I guess, again, if I were to recap, the thing I would take away from this game is we need to play knight d4 more often and be okay with it because it's fine to play. So, alright. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good one.